How to think like a man and act like a woman. This might be one of my favorite topics that we have ever gotten into. Hello ladies, welcome. It is so wonderful to have you. You may have heard of this phrase from Steve Harvey's famous book, How to Think Like a Man and Act Like a Woman. Well, when thinking about this phrase, I want to take it one step further, give you some inner work that will truly help you awaken that feminine energy and use this phrase to play the game of life strategically. Specifically, we're going to focus on relationships with men, that romantic polarity relationship, and also your relationship with money. As you ladies know, if you've been with me for a while, the two are absolutely connected. I'm a feminine energy coach, and it wasn't until about 2 years into running this business that I realized in every client that I'm working with, there's always a connection. It seems that the same relationship that they are having with men, it is the same relationship that they're having with money. And so we're going to get into this specifically focusing on men, especially if you want to increase that polarity, if you want to increase that juiciness and that excitement and that passion, and if you want to be that woman that just exists and men chase you and hunt you down and pursue you, this is going to be gold for you. And maybe you're thinking, well, I don't want that, or I already have a partner. When men start chasing you, it is because you have become magnetic, and you being magnetic is going to impact every single area of your life. The men are just an added bonus. So let's get straight into the video, ladies. I've got a coaching call in about 45 minutes, but I had to make this video for you today. So we're going to go, I have a 4-step strategic plan for you. And so in this video, I want you to imagine that you are the feminine energy, that you are sitting back, you get to receive, I get to be your masculine energy today. And I really want you to notice how your body feels as you receive this information. Specifically, as I give you this next 4 steps, where in your body do you feel tightness? Do you feel like anything is too good to be true? Do you feel like anything is triggering? Especially pay attention to that. That alone is some of the best inner work that you will ever do. Okay, so here's my 4-step strategy. How to think like a man and act like a woman. Ask for more, have a roster, and then decide so that you can free up your mental energy. Okay, I know these steps, especially have a roster, can sound a bit triggering. I promise I will explain some more. What these steps represent is how you as a woman can flow in your feminine energy, but take the strategy that men use to get what they want in life, to chase after higher salaries, chase after the woman that they want. How they have that confidence and how they have that freedom to just go for what they want. I'm going to teach you how to have that mindset, but how to stay grounded in your feminine energy, how to stay leaned back, how to stay present so that you're not in the chasing. However, your mindset is still receiving that same goal that men have. Okay, so before even getting into this 4-step strategy and breaking it down, there's 2 important areas of inner work that you must do if you're going to receive any information in this video. My girls that have been with me for a while, I'm sure you have been well trained in these areas. Number 1, it's healing your relationship with masculine energy. You'll see why that's so essential as I give you some dating and relationship advice. And number 2, you must have an abundant mindset, and you must feel like you are so precious, so valuable as a woman that you would never lower your standards, that you would never think to diminish your value as a woman. How to be so confident that you can just ask for what you want and know what you bring to the table. It's different than knowing that that's a possibility versus truly feeling that. So my goal is to help you truly feel that. It's my favorite thing to do with clients and with my students is to see that transformation and actually ingrain it in their minds that they feel so worthy and they know the value that they have. When you know that value, here's what usually happens. You stop asking, you stop speaking, and you just naturally embody the energy, and people match it. You attract people who give you exactly what you want without ever opening up your mouth. This video may be a bit triggering. Usually I save this for my program, Magnetically Polarizing, where I teach you how to be polarizing, how to say things, how to ask for things that are like this. But I just really feel that this needs to be on YouTube. So I'm actually not sorry if there's any men that are watching that are triggered by this. Ladies, I want you to have this information because it will change your life once you feel worthy to ask and once you know what to ask for and how to ask for more of it. And so, number one, how to heal that relationship with masculine energy. Let's get into this. There's 3 main steps to do here. And even before we go into those steps, why it's so essential is because if you have a wound of masculine energy, imagine that you have a huge open wound on your arm. Well, when you're going out in life, you're working, you're dating, this wound right here, before you can even think about going on a date, before you can even think about asking your boss for a higher salary or asking your clients the price that you know that you're worthy of, you have to protect this wound because it's causing you pain, because it's probably bleeding, and because it's so much stress in your life. Your brain is designed to think about how to resolve pain first. Then you can move more into the pleasure, into the abundance. And so when you have this wound, your brain is thinking, how can I protect this? If you have a wound, if you have a past hurt or traumatic experience with a man, before you can ever allow yourself to have your dream partner, before you can ever have a healthy masculine energy relationship with yourself, which is so essential, you have to heal that wound, and it is so much easier than people think. I had a huge wound with masculine energy, and what that looked like in my life was my dating life was not fun. I was doing most of the chasing. I was attracting boys that were not in their masculine energy. And then this was in college when I started to wake up out of this, and I saw, I just need to learn how to turn on my feminine energy. And I did, and everything started to change. And then with money, I noticed I was constantly struggling. It's like I was in this race with money where it was never enough. I was always broke. I was begging my boss for a raise. If you are here where you feel like you have to chase money, if you feel like money is not abundant, like money is not easy to make, like it's not easy for you to charge high prices or ask for a higher salary, this is for you. There's most likely a wound for masculine energy. And if you can allow yourself to see that and start to open yourself up to that, now you can heal it. Okay, so how to know if there's healing with masculine energy needed? Do you struggle with dating or with men that you are in a relationship with, or do you struggle with money? That is how you will know. Something else too is when your heart is closed because you have a wound, your body is not thinking about opening your heart. And if you've seen my other videos, we talk about how to be magnetic and how to slow down and how to connect to your sensuality and how to really feel good in your body. If you have an open wound on your arm, your body is not going to prioritize slowing down and feeling good and nourishing your soul and eating healthy foods. It's going to think, how can I immediately take care of this wound? And so a lot of us today are in this survival mode, but we don't even know that there is a hidden wound. That is why it's so important that we talk about this first, before I teach you about asking more, having the roster, all of the juicy stuff. Okay, healing. How to heal it. There's 3 steps. And by the way, ladies, I have a whole video just on healing masculine energy and just on your relationship with masculine energy. I will make sure to put that in the description for you. Okay, so number 1, forgiving past hurts. This is the easiest thing that you can do. And if you want something simple to make this so easy for your life, every single night, this is what I do. When I am praying and I'm about to go to sleep, there is one person that I think of that I forgive every single day. It doesn't matter if I feel, well, I don't have anyone to forgive. I will find someone to forgive, even if it's a driver that cut me off earlier while I was driving. What this does is it teaches my body to release resentment and anger and past emotions. Just think, if you laid in bed every single night and you did this, you inhale for 4 seconds deeply, what you do, you imagine you are pulling up all of that anger, all of that unforgiveness, pull as you're inhaling. Then you're gonna hold the inhale for another 4 seconds. As you're holding, just imagine you're holding all of that unforgiveness and anger. Then as you exhale, push out all of that trapped emotion, all of that unforgiveness out of your body. Then you're gonna hold the exhale for 4 seconds. So it's 4 sets of 4 different types of breathing. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Pull up the past emotions, blow them out. I talk about this in Master Your Feminine Energy. That program is essential before you do any deeper layer of inner work. You need to have the foundations of how to heal these parts, how to manage your attachment styles, how to know the power of feminine energy. All of the essentials and inner work activities like this are in there. And so forgiving past hurts, especially men who have hurt you, this is going to set you free. It doesn't do anything to hold on to the unforgiveness. It doesn't do anything for them. We think if we hold this and we stay angry at them, it's going to get them back. No, it's only hurting your body, making you inflamed and making you sick. That is not a combination that we can have if we want to feel good in our body, if we want to be vibrant and feel sexy and feel beautiful. You have to let that go for your own good. So that's number 1. Number 2, this one is my favorite. Anytime someone asks, Alexis, how do I heal masculine energy? This is what I tell them. Find a healthy masculine energy example and start consuming their content. It's a bonus if you can do this in real life. So what I mean by this, one of my healthy masculine energy examples was Jay Shetty. I love Jay Shetty. I think he's so peaceful and grounded. And when I grew up, I didn't see a lot of examples of healthy masculine energy. And so I knew if I want to attract healthy masculine energy, I have to rewire my mind completely to see that healthy masculine energy is normal. So you know what I did, ladies? I cut out all of the sources of unhealthy masculine energy. Shows where there were abusive men, music where they're talking bad about women. If you could see the music that I used to listen to, I was just having this conversation with a girlfriend the other day. In college, I would listen to hip hop and rap, and then I'm thinking my subconscious is constantly picking up on it's okay for men to be with multiple women and women are objects. No, none of that is okay. And so I had to be so strong in this boundary to say, no more filling my mind with this, any unhealthy masculine energy out of my life right now. You have to be so strong about that boundary. And this is what I mean when I say think like a man, act like a woman, or like a woman. Men, they're very, very strong with their boundaries most of the time. Why? Because their minds are logical. They can box things in different categories, where for us as women, everything's intertwined. And so thinking like a man will be one of the best things that you ever do for your feminine energy when you start to see, okay, if I am listening to music, it's in this category right here. I also know that I have another category of my relationship with men. So I need to make this one strong in order to make this one strong over here. You start to see that how you do one thing in one area is how you will also do it in another area. Men like simplicity. They don't like, well, I can listen to bad music, but I can live this complete opposite lifestyle over here. No, make it consistent and easy. Healthy men in music, healthy men in life. So have a healthy example. I recommend a man who has a podcast, a healthy, conscious podcast, where they're talking about business ideas. They're talking about how to become healthier. They're talking about mental health. They're talking about psychology. They're talking about positive topics, because you're starting to rewire your mind every single second of this podcast. You're filling your mind with the belief that men are out here, high conscious men, sharing brilliant ideas, taking care of their wife, investing in healthy friendships with other men. You start to see that this is the norm, and suddenly, when you're back around unhealthy men, it's the biggest turnoff for you. This was so shocking for me. Once I started to do this deeper inner work around healing masculine energy, being around unhealthy men, it felt very loud for me. And I've talked with a few of my friends and a few of my students, they say the same thing. When you start to do inner work, areas that no longer align feel so loud. It's like you just want to turn down the volume. An example of this is when I tried listening to music that I used to, even if the volume wasn't loud, in my mind, it felt like this music is so loud, like I just need to turn down the volume. It's the volume that it's feeling in your soul. It's because you have become a match for a completely different type of person, type of experience, where something else feels like an ick for you. I see this with my clients and students a lot, where we start healing that relationship with masculine energy and they start to get the ick. Sometimes they get the ick from their current partner. They start to become unattracted to them. And I love when this happens with a partner who is unhealthy, because rather than feeling like I need to pick a better partner for myself, but I don't want to leave him, the decision becomes so clear because they go, I'm not attracted to him anymore, Alexis. He does not take the time to grow as a man. He's not pursuing me. He wants me to chase him. He is lazy in the relationship. He talks down to me. I'm not attracted to this. It is the best thing because you don't have to trick your mind. Your mind actually forces you to move away from what is not aligned for you. That is why inner work is key. And inner work, there's so many deep layers. You can listen to everything that's on TikTok and YouTube, but I say listen to highly conscious people who have done deep inner work, because you're going to start to pick up on their subconscious way of thinking and download it as your own way of thinking. And so it's so important that you find healthy masculine energy role models. It will start to create the norm that men are healthy, or the ones that are not, they are not in your life. So number 3, build a stronger relationship with God. This is probably the most important one. Healing my father wound, how did that happen? Building my relationship with the ultimate Father, with God. When I started to get closer to Christ, when I started to build that relationship with God even deeper, what I learned is I am always supported by masculine energy. I have a father who loves to spoil me, who has a plan for me. I can sit back, I can relax, I can surrender, and I can trust because I know that my father's got my back. I always feel that his presence is with me. And so not only does it increase my feminine energy because now I'm able to surrender and to relax, but also now any masculine energy that doesn't feel safe is not attractive to me because I've built such a strong relationship with the ultimate Father who has created the ultimate safe environment for me. So the best place to start, reading God's word, hearing his voice, praying, asking him to reveal himself to you. Building that relationship with God is going to heal your masculine energy. Okay, so this was the pre-inner work. Number 1, healing your masculine energy. And also my girls who want to run your own business, I highly recommend the Divine and Aligned program, specifically the lesson on masculine energy. In the program, we have a whole lesson just on healing masculine energy, because before you can even feel comfortable charging high prices in your business, before you can even feel comfortable creating your dream business and leaning back, trusting that your feminine energy will create and bring to life what it is you desire, you have to have healed this wound with masculine energy. And so my business students, I always teach them how to feel safe, how to trust masculine energy, and their relationship with money changes. They feel worthy to ask for higher prices. They feel worthy to quit their job and start their business. They feel this sense of safety in their own masculine energy. They know that when they get that idea, and you will know this feeling because you get this excitement that I want to start this clothing brand, or I want to become a coach, or I want to do this. When you get that feeling, the difference between a woman who goes for it versus the one who just lets it become an idea and it stays that way. The difference is one woman trusts her masculine energy, the other one does not. So it is so essential for my business girls that you trust and feel safe with masculine energy. Okay, I just want to keep talking about that because I love that topic. One more thing that I will say, it's so important, is if you're wondering why you cannot hold money, if you feel like you can't charge high prices, or you feel like you're constantly broke, you're constantly spending money or sabotaging, it's because masculine energy doesn't feel safe to you. And so if you don't feel safe with masculine energy, you will not feel safe with money. You cannot hold it. That's a whole other video. I have so much content here on YouTube, so much deep inner work trainings in the courses to teach you how to rewire your relationship with masculine energy. Okay, number 2. And then I'm so excited we'll get to this 4-step game plan. Understand how much fire, how much passion, how much excitement, how much inspiration you as a woman bring to a man. There's a survey that I had researched, and I had shared this on TikTok. It's one of my most viewed videos on TikTok. And I had shared that in this survey, women were asked, and you may have heard me talk about this before, women were asked, what would you do if it was only women in the world and if there were no men? These were the answers. I would run through the forest free all day. I would wear whatever I wanted. I would sing and I would dance and I would just be myself so much. I would feel safe to go for walks at night. And women were just sharing everything they would do if only females existed in the world. Then you get to the men. And this is not funny actually, but this is what men answered. They said, if women did not exist, if it was only men, they would not want to be alive anymore. That was the majority of their answers. And when I saw this study, I thought this is so mind-blowing that it's the complete opposite for men and women. You have to realize how powerful you are as a woman, that you increase a man's will to exist. Men are here and they are feeling inspired and they feel excited for life. They take care of themselves, they groom themselves, they work hard, they make money for you. And so these women who feel that I have so much trouble asking men to provide for me or asking him to pay the bills. I love this video that I had seen on TikTok. It was by a man and he goes, women, when a man asks you, will you split the bill with me? And they're asking and they're complaining, she's a gold digger, she wants me to pay for everything. What you as a man are asking for a woman is for her body, for her soul, for her therapy, for her to be a mother, for her to be a wife. You are asking for hundreds of different roles that are worth so much more than she is asking you for when she asks you to provide for her. Never feel that you cannot ask a man to take care of you and to provide for you. Never feel like it's hard to ask for more because you are literally giving your body and your soul to a man. Even if you don't want kids. I get this question a lot from my clients who are older and they say, well, what if I don't want to have kids? Do I still have a value? You have this ability to create life. Even if you don't want to birth a human being, you have the ability to create life. That life force energy is priceless. Think about this electric golden energy that is running through your body that could bring a human being into the world if it wants, or it could create a dream business, or it could say something to your partner that sparks him back to life and makes him realize the man that he is. You have such a gift as a woman that is priceless. So never feel like you cannot ask a man to provide for you and to take care of you. It is your birthright. That is what the phrase means, that it's your birthright. When you were birthed into the world as a woman, you were also birthed with this gift of life force energy. This is why I love feminine energy, because life force is the root of it. Your life force energy is priceless. I live in Dubai right now, and when I walk outside, what I see is majority of the women, they are wearing abayas. Their whole body is covered. A lot of them wear hijabs. Their hair is covered because in their culture, what they believe is just my hair alone, just my body alone is so abundant, is so valuable that you must pay me if you want to see what is underneath. You must marry me, you must provide for me, you must show that you are going to be my caretaker and my protector and my provider if you want what is underneath. They know the value. And this is such a shock for me. An American woman living in the Middle East Middle Eastern women, they don't smile often. And it can feel a bit triggering for some people. I really dislike the phrase, oh, you should smile more. I don't like when men say that to women because have you paid for it? No. So don't ask. Women out here, they will not smile at you because even just the flash of a smile is so valuable. I will never forget this. I had shared this story before where I was talking with a man in the back of the taxi and we were just talking, making conversation here. And after the ride finished and I got out of the taxi, he goes, I have so much energy. I feel like I just want to go and do a workout, like I could run a marathon. And in that moment, I realized just having a conversation with a man fills him up so much that this man thinks and believes he can go and run a marathon. Especially when you are married, when you are in a relationship with a man, him coming home to you after a stressful day, him having your smile, having your eyes light up, having your touch, having your words say, baby, of course you can do this, or don't listen to what they say, you're so much better than that. You motivating and inspiring him, it is priceless. It is priceless. I did not expect to go into this so much in the video, but I just felt like I had to say it because so many women are not asking enough because they don't know their value. And the phrase women are gold diggers, it cannot exist because what men are saying is that women only want one thing. What men have to offer the gold will never compare to what she can offer because it is priceless. Your life force energy, you can't even bottle it up and sell it because it is priceless. It is something that exists within you and you can bring it more to life when you learn to charge it up by connecting to your feminine energy. That is literally my purpose, is to help you learn how to charge that life force up and then go and pour it into the world, pour it into your purpose, pour it into your partner. Okay. Let's move on to this game plan here. I've got like 10 minutes. We're gonna do this quick. Ask for more, have a roster, and decide and free up your mental energy. So what do I mean by ask? I mean literally ask. So many studies show that when it comes to men versus women asking for pay raises, guess who is the majority who always asks for a pay raise, no problem? Men. Because women have this, it's been passed down generation and generations that they have trouble asking for what they want because it's that role of submission, of leaning back, of not feeling worthy. So you have to know that asking for permission is step number one, how to think like a man and act like a woman. And when you ask, I want you to have a roster. We're gonna go a bit out of order here. So step number 3 is to have a roster. What do I mean by this? I don't mean, so for example, let's say that you ask your partner to provide for you, something basic. Let's say you ask your partner, babe, I would love to stay home and I would love to be with the kids. I want to prepare to be a mother. I want to explore my hobbies and my passions. I would love to be a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home mom. When you ask, notice how I phrased it, I would love to do this. I'm not saying I need this. That's asking like a man. Acting like a woman is, this is what would feel good for me. It's letting him know how your body feels and then asking. Thinking like a man means the asking part, but how you act is connecting to your body and asking from a place of being grounded. And so always add words such as, I would love this, or this would feel so good if I could do this. You can ask for anything you want, and majority of the time he will give it to you because just him experiencing how good it would feel for your body to have this. And if he knows he's the one that can do this for you, the world is yours. And I want to be careful saying this because it's not manipulation. It's not asking for a Rolls Royce and 10 apartments, which of course, girl, if that is your desire, go for it. But it's asking for things that truly align to you and trusting that he can provide and also knowing that he wants to provide. This part here on thinking like a man, you have to understand how men think. Men love being the hero. They love being the ones to provide. I had shared this example on TikTok. If you are afraid, if let's say that you are walking out of the grocery store with your partner and you're carrying all the grocery bags, if you're scared to ask him, hey babe, can you take these for me? Because you feel like it's going to be a burden, you're thinking like a woman. When you think like a man, what you think is men love to be heroes. Men love to feel good. They love to feel like their actions are providing value. Babe, will you carry these for me? And when you ask him to carry the bags, you're acting like a woman. You're releasing the control. You're surrendering. I would love for you to carry these. You're showing how your body feels. And you're thinking like a man, knowing he's going to feel good getting to be accomplished by carrying these grocery bags. That's a small example that you can apply to any area of life. Okay, have a roster. I know that this can sound triggering, and I promise I will explain. Let me explain an example because I personally learn the best through examples. I do this kind of stuff all the time. So let's say that, okay, I'll just use you for an example. Let's say that you have let's say they have a dirty car and you really, really need it to get cleaned. But if you're like me, you hate doing car stuff. I hate anything related to getting gas, the maintenance, all that stuff. So you ask your partner, babe, my car is so dirty. Would you please get it cleaned by the end of today? Let's say you ask him to do that. And his response is, babe, I'm so busy. I don't have time. Here is where you have to think like a man, but act like a woman. Important things to note here. Do not get angry when he says no. Do not ever try to change his mind. Those are the two most important things. Here's what you do instead. You pull up your roster. So what I would do in this situation is I would call one of my brothers. I go to another form of masculine energy. I go to my roster and I ask them, could you help me wash my car? This is stuff that I've actually done. This is where I'm pulling these examples from. I go to my brother and I ask, could you wash my car? My brothers, they'll do pretty much anything. So let's say that my brother washes my car. The end of the day comes, my partner and I get together and he notices that my car is clean. I don't say anything. I don't say my brother cleaned it. I don't say I got it taken care of. I wait for him to notice. Think like a man, act like a woman. Lean back and know that men are constantly competing with other masculine energy, because what is ingrained in our human nature as animals is to protect what is ours, especially men. They get very, very protective if any other masculine energy threatens to provide or to protect their feminine energy. So what I want you to do is to release that control. Wait for him to ask, who cleaned your car? You can go one of two ways here. You can be honest and say, my brother helped. You can also be honest, but be a bit playful, and you can say, don't worry, babe, I got it all taken care of. Why I'm scared to say this stuff on YouTube is because people are so quick to go, this is playing games. In a relationship, the cold hard truth, there are always games going on. How you can increase that polarity is by giving him a chance to feel his masculine energy become activated, become competitive, and leave it mysterious. The problem is we as women, we're thinking like a woman and we're acting like a woman, so we want to make him feel safe and reassured, and we take the mystery out of everything. Men crave that mystery. Let him have that mystery and go, it's all taken care of. I hope they had a great day at work. Quickly change the topic. This is the key here. His mind will start to race and go, who took care of her car? These simple things, this is why I say ask. Ask and have a roster. Your roster is other masculine energy that can help you. Very important note, I am not a toxic teacher. I am not saying have another guy on the side who you're into romantically to come and help you. I do not believe in playing games that way. That's toxic games. I mean, have other healthy masculine energy sources. Maybe you go to a car wash and you have a friend that works there, or you have a family member that knows someone who washes cars. Go that route where you have someone that can help you, where you have these relationships, healthy relationships with other masculine energy, so that they can provide. And what this allows you to do is to ask your partner and to feel safe doing it. Because a lot of the times, we as women are so scared of rejection, and so we don't ask. When you have a roster, it gives you the safety net to ask, because you know, if my partner says no, I can go and ask my brother or my dad or my uncle or this family friend. Number 2, so that's number 1, ask. Number 3, have a roster. Number 2 is ask for more. Always ask for more. When you ask, this is what it means to think like a man. Remembering that men love to feel like a hero, remembering that they love to feel that they have a responsibility. If you are not giving them a chance to have a responsibility, they're going to look for other areas where they can feel responsible. At work, with their sister, with their mom. Ask for more so that you can give them the privilege of having a challenge to win your heart over. What this can also look like is at work. So for me, when I had a job in marketing, I will remember this day forever. I was so scared to ask my boss for more money. I was making $20 an hour. I asked him for $25. He said no. This is where the point number 3, have a roster, will come in. I told my boss, thank you so much for this job. I'm officially putting in my 2 weeks. I created a roster, meaning I created another form of masculine energy, of another job, even though I didn't have one. Even if you're saying, I don't have brothers, Alexis, or I don't have another job, I can't ask for more and have this backup plan, create one. Create one in your mind. That is exactly what I did. Because there are millions of jobs out there. You just haven't found it yet. When you create, you decide you get to have it, and then it comes later. Guess what happened after I told my boss this? Alexis, please, I'll pay you $30 an hour. Don't leave. By then it was too late. You have to be so solid when you say you're going to do something, you have to follow it through. What ended up happening was that led to having another job after that, working in a restaurant. Then that led to my time and energy being freed up. I started creating content, started the Feminine Glow, and now I am making 10 times what I was begging my boss for in 1 hour. And so never let people decide your worth. You decide your worth, ask for more, and have this roster. This is why we talked about healing masculine energy in the beginning, because when you feel safe with masculine energy, you always feel there's this safety net, there's this backup where I know I can ask, and if it's not received, I always have another source of receiving it. Okay, this is the last part here. Decide and turn off your mental energy. This is how you think like a man and act like a woman. And let's see, was there anything else that I wanted to say? Decide. Oh, okay, one more thing before we move to this. My business owner girls, I need you to start asking for higher prices. I heard this quote from Myron Golden. Beautiful, beautiful quote. And he said, providing value for someone for free is the greatest disservice you can ever do for that person. You're buying into their belief that they have a limited ability to pay for the value that they receive. You not charging high prices is buying into someone's belief that they are not worthy to receive it. And so when you charge a high price in your business, what you are saying is, number one, you know the value and actually provide the value that you are charging. But number two, you are calling people to now invest in themselves and to feel worthy of paying that price. When I have invested tens of thousands of dollars in my inner work. The first time that I ever invested there's my timer for my client. The first time I ever invested about $40,000 in one day in my inner work, my life completely changed because that person that I was investing in did not lower their price and say, oh, let me make it easier for you, Alexis. Let me lower the price and charge you less. They said, nope, this is my price. So instead of coming down and meeting me at this poverty mindset level, they said, I'm here, come up here if you want it. I said, okay. And I became the woman that felt worthy of investing that amount in myself. And that changed my life. I went from making $10,000 a month to making $30,000, $40,000, and then eventually $100,000 in a month. It blew my mind because I saw I need to stop negotiating and lowering my worth or lowering the prices that I charge because it is doing a disservice to other women. Never lower your prices. Always ask for more and have that roster. Your dream clients, trust that they are out there. You do not need hundreds of thousands of subscribers and client bases. No, you need a few people that say, yes, absolutely, you are exactly what I've been looking for. And keep that price. Decide and turn off your mental energy. Something that I love that men do so well is they have routines. Why I love routines for women is because when you wake up in the morning and you know exactly what you are going to do in those first few hours, your brain can turn off and you can use that mental energy for creativity. So I wake up at usually 6:30 a.m., some days 7:30 a.m., depends on the day, but the days that I wake up at 6:30 a.m., it's during the week, I know exactly what I do. Wake up, brush my teeth, read my Bible, go to the gym. Then I come back, shower, get ready, and I work on my business. Because I don't have to think, am I gonna wake up at 6:30? Am I gonna go to the gym? I don't know. Am I gonna work on my business today? It's already been decided because I'm thinking like a man. Now the acting like a woman part comes into flowing. I can turn my mind off because that mental energy is not spent making decisions, and now I can be creative. When my mental energy is not going towards deciding what am I gonna do here and what time am I gonna wake up? I can decide what video am I gonna create on YouTube today? What new lesson am I going to create in my course? So free up your mental energy by thinking like a man, having that routine. Routines are everything. It's your masculine energy providing structure for your feminine energy to flow so that you can act like a woman. Think like a man, act like a woman. Maybe we'll turn this into a series. So back on that topic real quick on life force energy. My girls who feel that they are having trouble turning their life force energy on, and you'll know because you're low on energy, you can't create anything, you don't feel magnetic, your life force energy may just be turned down. Take a look at the magnetically polarizing program. The whole program is how to ask for what you want, how to charge up that life force energy, and how to be magnetic. And then my girls who are having trouble asking for high prices, setting your standards in your business, running your dream business, the Divine and Aligned program is absolutely the inner work for you. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. I would love to hear all of your comments and how thinking like a man and acting like a woman is starting to shift areas of your life. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, ladies.